Hey y'all, this is the speed and distance time graph quiz. You can pause anytime you need to, rewind, fast forward, just make sure you're circling your answers on your paper. All right, number 1, a toy car rolls 8 meters in 2 seconds. What is the average speed of the toy car? So you're gonna wanna do your calculation here. You can use your calculator. If you wanna pause and do that calculation, you can, and then hear me read the answers. All right, so A says 16 meters per second. B says 10 meters per second. C says 6 meters per second. And D says 4 meters per second. Number 2. This is going to be another calculation one if you want to get to the calculating part and pause and then hear me read the answers. A student walks for 2.0 hours and travels 5.0 kilometers. What is the average speed of the student? F, 2.0 kilometers per hour. G, 2.5 kilometers per hour. H, 3.0 kilometers per hour. Or J, 5.0 kilometers per hour. Number 3, the graph below represents the motion of a car. So it has distance here in kilometers, time here in minutes. And the question just asks us, what is the average speed of the car? So our time goes from, we have 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. And then on distance, it travels 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers. So you'll probably need to do a calculation here. You can use your calculator. And then once you've done that, you can hear the answer options. A says 0.4 kilometers per minute. B says 2.5 kilometers per minute. C says 14 kilometers per minute. And D says 40 kilometers per minute. All right, number 4. What is, sorry, let me move this, okay. It says Kara's Saturday bike trip, and it shows the distance that they went on this bike trip and the time it took her on the bike trip. It says, what's the fastest segment of Kara's trip? And we have F between hour 1 and 2, so that'd be this segment. G says between hour 2 and 3. H says between hour 3 and 4. And J says between hour 4 and 5. Number 5, it's a bicycle trip, and it shows the distance on the Y, the time on the X, time is in hours, distance is in kilometers. It says the graph shows the speed at which a cyclist traveled for every hour in a 4-hour ride. Which of the following was the average speed of the cyclist? So they want to know his total average speed. So you probably need to do your calculation here. Using the graph, you got to do that calculation. And then your answer options are A, 10 kilometers per hour, B, 20 kilometers per hour, C, 30 kilometers per hour, or D, 40 kilometers per hour. When you're ready, you can flip the page. If you're not ready, you can pause and rewind and get back to where you need to. All right, number 6. I'm going to zoom out as much as I can. Try that. Okay. A dog walks away from home at a constant pace for 20 minutes. Next, he stops for a 10-minute nap under a tree. Finally, he walks back home at a constant pace and comes to a stop. Which graph below best represents the motion of the dog in terms of distance from home over time? So this is using DABS. All of them are showing us distance on Y, time on the X, and you need to look at the shape of each graph and decide which one goes along with the story. So you might want to pause and look through all that before you flip to the next question. All right, if you're ready, you can flip. If not, go ahead and pause. Number 7. A student runs 2 times around a running path at a local park. Each lap is 3 kilometers. The student completes the first lap in 20 minutes. The student then sits on a bench and rests for 5 minutes before completing the second lap in 25 minutes. Which graph best represents the student's motion? Again, you need to look at the shape of the graph and make sure it's matching with all the time and decide which one shows how he moved. If you want to pause and look through those, you can. And when you're ready, flip. Number 8. A hobbyist collected data about the motion of a toy train on a straight track and then recorded the data on the graph below. So here's the motion of the train. You see a curved line here. And then we have distance in meters and time in seconds. Which of these accurately describes the motion of the toy train? F. The toy train speeds up while going forward and then slows down. G. The toy train slows down while going forward and then moves backward. H. The toy train moves forward at a constant speed, slows down, and then stops. J. The toy train moves forward at an increasing speed, stops, and then moves forward. All right, number 9. According to the diagram above, at what point would the roller coaster car have the greatest potential energy? So you need to look at this and decide which one. Point 3 here at the top, point 4 halfway down the first hill, point 5 at the bottom of the first hill, or point 6, the top of the second hill. All right, if you need to rewind and go back to redo any question, you can do that now. If not, just go ahead and close your computer and you'll get that to your teacher. Thanks.